Hello students, we shall continue today with the control statements. Last lecture we have seen if statement and if else statement. Today we shall see the next nested if statement. The term nested if statement means one if statement contains another if statement. So when we use one if statement inside another if statement, we say we are using nested if else statement. The control of a program moves into the inner if statement when the outer if statement is evaluated to be true. The following is the syntax used to create nested if statement. So this is the outer if statement. If condition expression 1. If this condition is true, then only we will enter this curly bracket and execute statement 1. Then we shall evaluate the second condition if condition expression 2. If this second condition is true, then only we will enter this curly bracket and execute the statement 2. So this is the outer if statement and this is the inner if statement. This condition is true, then only this point of the program will get executed. Condition expression 1 is executed first, and if true, statement 1 is executed. And the control of program passes to the inner if statement 2 is executed when condition expression 2 of the inner if statement is true. When a series of decisions are involved, we may have to use more than one if-else statement in nested form. There is one more variant of nested if-else statement. This is the syntax. In this case, this is the outer if statement and this is the inner if statement. If test condition 1, if this condition is true, we will enter this curly bracket. When we enter that curly bracket, we will evaluate the second if statement. That is, if test condition 2 will get evaluated. If this condition is true, statement 1 will get executed and directly we will come to this curly bracket. Else part will not get executed and directly the control will go to statement n. This is one. Second, we'll check this condition 1. If it is true, we'll check the second condition, test condition 2. If this test condition 2 is false, this statement 1 will skip this part and will directly go to the else part and execute this part of the program, that is statement 2 will get executed and directly the control will come to statement end. This is the second part. Now if test condition 1 is false, then we'll directly come to statement 3. We will not go to the inner part of the if statement. This part of the program will be skipped and directly statement 3 will get executed. After this statement n will get executed. If the condition 1 is false, the statement 3 will be executed. Otherwise, it continues to perform the second test. So here you can see, if this condition 1 is false, statement 3 will be executed and control will come to statement n. If this condition is true, it will continue to perform the second test. If the condition 2 is true, statement 1 will be evaluated. Otherwise, statement 2 will be evaluated and the control will be transferred to statement n. So I hope you have understood the working of nested if-else statement. Next we'll move on to an example. Write a program to select and print the largest of three numbers using nested if statement. We have already discussed this program in the algorithm and flowchart videos. I shall just explain the C program now. So before the void main, you have to write the link section, that is hash include section. Since we are finding out the largest among three numbers, we will require three variables of data type integer A, B and C. Printf enter any three values. Enter any three values will be displayed on the screen and the cursor will start blinking. Scanf %d where you have to input three numbers. The first number you input will be stored in variable A, the second number you input will be stored in variable B, and the third number you input will be stored in variable C. So now we have to compare the three variables. We'll start with first. We'll compare first the variable A with the remaining two variables. If A is greater than B, if it is yes, which means A is greater, then we will check if A is greater than C. So if A is greater than B is true, means A is greater. Then we will check if A is greater than C. If it is true, which means A is greater, so we'll print A is largest. This is first part. Second, if A is greater than B is true, we'll check if A is greater than C is false, which means A is largest. We'll go to the else part and print C is largest. The third part, if A is greater than B is false, which means B is greater than A. We'll go to the else part. What is the else part? If B is greater than A, then we will compare B and C. So if C is greater than B is true, which means C is largest. If this is false, means B is largest. So we'll print B is largest. So this is end of the if statement, get ch and end of the main program. So I hope you have understood this. Printing the largest among three numbers. This is one of the most important programs. Next we'll move on to the if-else ladder. So it is same like nested if, but when we use more if conditions inside another if conditions, we say it is an if-else ladder. An if-else ladder refers to the use of more than one if-else statements in a sequence. The syntax to use the if-else ladder is, so you can see over here, if first condition, if this is true, then statement 1 will be executed. If this condition is false, then we will check the second condition, that is else if conditional expression 2. If this condition is true, statement 2 will execute. If this condition is false, we'll check the third condition, else if conditional expression 3. If this condition is true, we'll execute the third statement. If this condition is false, we'll go to the fourth condition and so on. So here I have used n. Now you can see that when writing the if-else ladder, we have to write it in this fashion. We have to give the indentations over here. And you can see that it looks like as if these are the steps. Okay, that is why we say it is a ladder. So here I have shown you the flowchart. If the conditional expression 1, that is test expression 1 is true, then statement 1 is executed. If the conditional test condition 1 is false, then the test condition 2 is executed. If this is true, then statement 2 will get executed and the control will come to statement X. If this condition is false, then the third condition will be checked. If this condition is true, then statement 3 will get executed and the control will come to statement X. If this condition is false, then the next condition will be checked and so on. and at last the default statement will get executed and the control will come back to statement X. So I hope you have understood the if-else ladder. We'll just see again one more example. Write a program to check if a given alphabet is vowel or not. I hope you know what are vowels. In the alphabets A to Z, A, E, I, O, U, these alphabets are known as vowels. So whichever alphabets we input, the program will check whether it is a vowel or not. So here is a C program. Void main will take one variable ALP, which will store the alphabet. Therefore its data type will be character. So character ALP, printf, enter an alphabet. Enter an alphabet will be printed on the screen. With the help of getch function, we will input the value in the variable ALP and then we will check. So first condition, if ALP is equal to A. Since this is a character, we are going to use single quotes and double equal to sign. If ALP is equal to A, then printf, it is a vowel. The remaining if conditions will not get executed if the first condition is true. If this condition is false, then we'll go to the next if condition. Check if else alphabet is equal to E. If this is true, printf, it is vowel, will get executed and this part of the program will be skipped and we will directly come to getch. This will continue for I, O and U. If this is none of the variable is A, E, I, O, U, then this statement will get executed. Print, it is not a vowel, end of the program. So it is the way of writing the program in this fashion with the different indentations so that it looks like a ladder. So I hope you have understood this program. Next we'll move on to the last branching statement, that is the switch statement. So for the nested if else ladder, there is one more option, that is the switch statement. A switch statement is a conditional statement that tests a value against different values. If the value matches, the corresponding code is executed. A switch statement begins with the switch keyword followed by a value expression in parentheses. It is a combination of multiple case labels that must be separated by the break statement. Every case label contains a constant value that is matched against the value specified in the switch expression. If the value matches, the code of the case label is executed. In addition, you can specify the default label which is executed when the value specified in the switch expression does not match with the given case labels. Okay, the syntax to use the switch statement is, you can see over here, the switch keyword is used and the variable whose value is to be checked is given in this expression. Here we will start with the switch statement and here we will end with the switch statement. Case is the keyword to be used and the different values to be checked are given after the case keyword. We have to compulsory use the colon and the statements which are to be executed ending with a semicolon, and after each part we have to give the break statement ending with a semicolon. So how many matches can be there? So many matches we are going to write over here and the last one will be the default one. Okay, so here I have shown the flowchart. The value of the expression term is compared against the various constants in the case labels. So this what I have shown over here is the case label. If the value of the expression matches one of the values of the case constants, the code associated with that case constant is executed. If the execution reaches a break statement, the switch statement ends. If the value of the expression does not match with any value of the case constant, the code is the default statement is executed. Okay, so if we'll see one example, then you will understand how the working of switch statement. We'll just take the previous program we have used for nested if and we'll convert it into switch case. Okay, so as usual I have used ALP variable of data type character, printf enter an alphabet. With the help of getch function I have stored a value in variable alphabet. Suppose now here the value I have inputted is x. Okay, what is the value of ALP? X. So switch the value case A. Does A match with x? No. Then it will go to the second condition. Case E. The E matches with x? No. Then third condition. Case I. X matches with I? No. Next, case 0. O. O matches with x? No. Case U. U matches with x? No. So default printf, it is not a vowel, will get printed. End of the switch statement, end of the program. Okay, we'll take one more example. Suppose ALP is equal to I. So ALP case A matches with I? No. E matches with I? No. Case I matches with I? Yes. So then printf, it is a vowel, will get printed on the screen. And with break statement directly the control will jump to this curly bracket and end of the switch statement, end of the program and with getch. So it is easier to use the switch better than using if else ladder. So if it is specified in the question to solve the program with if else ladder, then only use if else ladder, else use the switch statement. So I hope that you have understood the working of the switch statement. Thank you.